5 is the best blue that there is. So we're going with blue, white, and purple. Okay. Appearance. Okay. Government. The rulers kind of randomized. Oh, okay. Of the we'll go with the dynasty. The dynasty will be the Beardmeister dynasty because of course. Okay, and it will be Circon the First of the Beardmeister dynasty. Right? Okay. Okay. Does age cost you points? I wouldn't think so. Now, obviously, things like dynasties are less important in this game, but we'll make him a 3-3-3 ruler. And the heir will be Foosh Beardmeister. There we go. Culture, Estonian. Well, unfortunately, we can't set up a custom Bromanian culture. So, in honor of our founder, we're going to go with Dutch, if I can find it. Sadly, fake Scottish, also not an option, at least without some further modding. Not Middle Germanic. No. Swedish? No. It's got to be here somewhere. High Germanic, maybe? No. Oh, you can actually, we could, that's where the, all the different things go under. Okay. For, you know, like Australian or whatever. British? I like how Lowland Scottish is a separate thing from, presumably there must be Highland Scottish as well. Bithronic? No, it won't be that. Oh, that might be... No, okay, Highland Scottish isn't in the Bithronic group. Where's Dutch? Where's Dutch going to be? This is a lot of ones to choose from. I don't know. I would have thought there'd just be like a Germanic culture group or a... I don't know. We could go with Jutish for crying out loud. Eastern Orion, no. Slavic, no. Finno-Ugric, no. High Germanic we looked at already. There isn't just German. I don't know why there isn't just German. It's a bit confusing. Low Germanic. No. Baltic German. No, we don't want any of those. For goodness sake, Dutch must be in here somewhere. But I'm just not seeing it. It's a pity you can't search. That would actually make life a hell of a lot easier. Wallacian? No, that's not the right thing at all. No, I looked at Low Germanic. It's not in there. We'll scroll back up. Low Frankish, that might be it actually. There we go, Low Frankish. Okay, well, so we've got Burgundian, Colonial Dutch, Dutch, Flemish, Frisian, and Wallonian. I guess we'll just go with Dutch. So there we go. Catholic. Sadly, Worthism isn't available as an option. So I guess we'll probably just go with Catholic for now. Unless there's something really funky we could go for. No, we'll just stick with Catholic for now. Government. Oh, medieval kingdom. Now, do we want... let's have a look at what's available. Oh, and the game crashed. Okay. Let's launch this again. Okay. That was slightly annoying. I haven't played MEIOU and Taxes before though, so yeah. Please bear with me while this launches. Actually, you know what? We'll just leave it so you can see the launch screen, because the things are quite fun. Well, that's annoying. We know where the things are now, but that's annoying. Oh, dear. I can read out the things on the loading screen. The nice thing with this game, at least, is when you've restarted your computer or whatever, it takes a long time to load up, but after the first time it's loaded up, it generally goes quite quickly. Also, I can't believe there's almost 30 people watching me create Bromania. Hildebrand, I need to log back in AEW and send some. It just shows me as a member. What? I don't know. I don't think that was supposed to happen, Hildebrand. That's a bit odd. I'm guessing their battalion features are kind of a work in progress at the moment. The fact that you can only invite people, yeah, that's a bit annoying. Anyway. Also, I hope this is loading. I've only got a black screen right now. This is the downside of using mods, is that they can be a bit more prone to being a bit crashy. Crashy is not really fun to watch. I mean, if it does this a lot, we might just go with the base game, and that should be a heck of a lot more stable. But yeah, no, I don't think this is loading. Give me a second to sort this out. Okay, task manager, and oh no, it's loaded in. It just wasn't showing the. Okay, that's weird. That's very, very weird. So don't click on. Maybe it was special governments. Also, why am I clicking on saved games? There is no saved games. Right. Custom nation. So we at least this should go slightly faster because I know where we're plonking it now. So we're. Having that as the capital, and I went with this to start with. We might add some more provinces to that later on. In fact, I might pinch those two maybe as well, because you know that one happens to be a trading province. But anyway, so right, Bromania. Let's try this again. Bromania will live. And we went with no emblem. I can't remember the exact ones, but background. It was a kind of St. David's cross. Oh, there we go. 46. Okay, we'll remember this in case it happens again. The centre bit we had as being white. And that outside bit was actually, I think we'll do it inverse. We'll have the outside bit be kind of blue, and then the inside bit of the. There isn't really a good blue in this selection, actually. That's a bit naff. That seems to be the best blue. That's not really a great blue, but we'll make the inside bit purple this time. I think that's it. Number 14. Yeah. Okay, we'll go with that. Okay, appearance, next screen. Right, so let's do the dynasty again. Oh, if I can spell right, that would help. So Circon Beardmeister with his Fouche, and we'll spend a few points making him fairly capable. So culture. We want, oh god, now it was actually, which group was it again? It was just Low Frankish, there we go. So Dutch, religion, Catholic, government, let's not click on special. For some reason, okay then, okay. Trying to select a government type makes the game go a bit funny, so I guess we're just going to stick with a monarchy. Excuse me while I just facepalm. In theory, MEIOU supports all of these different DLCs, but it clearly still has a few kinks, maybe. It's the mod Silly Sombra. It's the mod for some reason with that particular bit of the custom nation creation is making it just crash over and over. So at least we now know it's that. We're just going to have to stick with monarchy. No, Curry Clown. Surely it would be Belgian plus government type equals crash. Hey-oh! Well, that was a topical reference right there. That's true, Jack from Beauregard. We're getting very good at this, you know, now we know what we're clicking. It's a British mod, you can't deselect monarchy. That's true, German somebody. Anyway, the Estonians not being overly eager to accept Dutch culture. Maybe that's it. If there was a way of easily creating your own custom, like I do like that in particular about Civ 4, the way they did the kind of whole religions thing. And Civ 4 when it first came out was just bleh, but they added a lot of stuff in with the expansions and actually brought it back up to scratch. So yeah, but yeah, I really liked the way that you could found religions and you could kind of customize what the religion was about, and it's a pity there's not features like that in EU4 because potato worship needs to be a thing in Bromania, but we can't make it a thing sadly without doing all kinds of making edits to files and I don't even know, doing all kinds of fiddly bloody things. So third time lucky, we know not to click on the government selection thing this time. Right, you're all being remarkably patient, I must say. So, map colour, we wanted, oh, there we go, purple, which was the third one. Emblem, oh, there we go. Background was one of the higher ones, and there it is. Oh, that's a lovely combination of colours. And that's white, and that's, where was that? Not very good blue. That's not even really kind of blue. It's more of a weird kind of, that's teal. That's not blue. Was that the blue we went with, or is now? I think that's it. That's it. That's the best color. Right, and then that's purple. Okay, so we've got Bromania and Bromanian. You can't change these later. So again, with the typing all the things in, I should just have a text file so I can copy paste at this point. And we've got the air, and we're going to change the culture again. I'm going to ignore the government type because that just makes it go crashy crashy. We definitely want to change technology group though, and hopefully that won't make it crash, because if it crashes again I'm just going to give up on the mod and we're just going to launch the base game and do it that way. So Dutch technology group, and we want Western because that gives you the kind of the least penalties. So this is the point where we pick our Bromanian ideas, and this is quite important because traditions are just kind of some flat bonuses. Ideas are what you unlock even as you go along, and then you have an ambition, which is, I think, once you've unlocked all the ideas, it gives you the ambition, and you can also set the levels. So the traditions are the things that are just going to be always on. So what we want, and it kind of limits you, so we can't just pick all military ideas, unfortunately. So I'm thinking maybe a diplomatic idea and a military idea for the traditions. So we'll pick the military idea first, and as you can see there's quite a lot of them to pick from. So what do we think? Just having a look here. What would fit with our glorious Bromanian heritage? Discipline, maybe? Or possibly something like land leader maneuver. Oh, why did that? changed? Why did that go away? Right. Land leader maneuver might be very useful. Because, you know, Bromania is known for its that they play a lot of you got to get that purple efficiency by playing a lot of medium tanks, so you got to have that extra maneuvering. So we'll go with land leader maneuver, and we'll leave that as putting that up more than one that doesn't give a lot of points left. So and we'll change diplomatic to be now we could, I mean, actually diplomatic techs encompass your naval technologies as well, so some of the military technologies are effectively under the diplomatic tab, so we'll have a quick look. We might actually go with an admin technology instead. Trade power, that's not very Bromanian. What do we think? Merchants +1, national spy defense, diplomats +1, maybe diplo reputation. Diplo reputation might be very, very useful, or just diplo relations +1. Aggressive expansion impacts, that might be very useful. I'm thinking either aggressive expansion impact -5%, because everybody is just in awe of our amazing beards, and they're just so in awe of our beards that they are willing to let us get away with more, or else diplo reputation +1. The galley combat bonus would be quite useful, Charles Rao, and we might have that as an unlockable idea. I'm going to go with diplo reputation. Everybody's so, like, our beards in Bromania are just so amazing that it actually has enhanced our diplomatic standing with our neighbours. They're like, yeah, okay, they've been conquering and rampaging and pillaging, but my God, their beards are magnificent. So, okay, we've got our traditions set. We're going to go with morale of armies. Actually is a basic one that's quite useful. Morale of armies counts for that's pretty important, so I'll actually just leave that one alone. Diplomatic, we will go with, I actually liked the galley idea, because galley fleets are pretty cheap. We can actually have a fairly effective cheap navy, and yeah, galley combat ability +5%. And that would kind of make sense with the Bromanian tradition of you know, where we are here. So we'll go with that. Stability cost modifier. We'll go with an admin for the third one. National unrest -5. Well, everybody's so happy with being Bromanian. You know, people are just so, you know, they're so proud to be a Bromanian that yeah. There's some practical ones though, things like minus inflation as a base thing. That's pretty damn useful actually. Imperial authority +10%. Nah. Ideas cost -5%. Core creation cost -5%. Now, I think these are, I think we'll probably end up using the rest of the points adding some more bits of territory, to be honest. I don't know, there's some really useful ones in here. We'll go with actually, let's go a bit left field. Let's go yearly legitimacy. Not all of these are going to be like the most useful, but I'm trying to keep in line with our Bromanian heritage here. I mean, it's got to fit with Bromania. So morale of navies, we'll go with a military one. Discipline's super useful. Yeah, I'll go with discipline. Okay. We'll go with, let's pick another admin one. And national unrest is actually the one that's selected. Maybe we should. Well, we'll go with. I don't know. Technology costs are pretty useful as well, actually. I don't know. There's so many useful ones, and you can't pick them all. I guess we'll go with. Is there one for that might help with integration? Maybe. Possible advisors +1. That one's kind of useful actually. Yeah, all backseat gamers. I actually kind of like that one. There was that. Possible advisors +1. That's you, chat. That's the chat. Okay. So we've got last two. We'll pick another military one. Now let's see. We've got morale. We've got discipline. Force limit modifier, maybe. Fort defense. Attrition for enemies. Morale of armies. We've already got that one. We'll go with yearly army tradition. Everybody, like, that's just the again, the beards. Just the beards alone are just, they contribute to our tradition. And then for the last one, let's go for a Diplo idea. And if cultural acceptance modifier, Diplo annexation cost. This is going to be a fairly late unlocking one as well. So, what would be very useful? I don't know. Diplomats +1 maybe. In the later game, diplomats is they're quite useful. So yeah, we'll go with diplomats +1. Or maybe I should go with aggressive expansion impact -5%. But it's not a. I don't know if that's. No, I think diplomats +1 is probably the most useful one we could have there. So our ambition, which basically gives us, that's like once we've unlocked all of those. At least I seem to remember that's how it happened. Oh, that's true. I could actually rename all of these. We might well do that. So, we'll make it a military one. Fort maintenance. Actually, I think forts are a new thing, aren't they? Fort defense. Attrition for enemies. Yeah, we'll go with attrition for enemies. So we can actually, as Charles Rao points out, we can actually rename these. So right. I can't rename the traditions, but we can rename ideas. We've gone for a fairly even mix, though we have obviously more military ideas. So we can change the name. What? Okay, this is going to be morale of armies. So what do we call this one? This is going to be something to do with beards, I think. Give me your suggestions. I know actually what we can call the possible advisors idea. So we're gonna what can we call that one? I had a no, that doesn't really fit actually. It's difficult coming up with ideas. Every Bromanian is worthy. Okay, we'll go with that one for. Okay. And what else have we got? Discipline. Discipline can just be the power of beards. Well, the power of beards compels you. If I can spell compels correctly. Okay, so we've got two. Morale of armies in beard we trust. that could be for yearly legitimacy, actually. Or possibly yearly army tradition. No, we'll go with that one for yearly legitimacy. In beards, we trust. Okay. We're getting there. We've got half of them. So we've got gallery combat ability. We've got possible advisors. We've got army tradition. And we've got diplomats +1. I'm going to spend Chosrau. I think I'm going to spend those points on getting a few more bits of territory. Backseat gamers. Okay, yeah, we'll go with that one for possible advisors. Okay. I feel like we've got a good raft of ideas here. HE spam boys. Yeah, we'll go with that one. Okay. Oh, I like that. I like that, Chosrau. Okay, army tradition, Unicum leadership. Okay, there we go. Unicum leadership, and that just leaves us diplomats +1. Which I think we're just going to call Fakayu. There we go. Because Foch is known for his legendary diplomacy, so yeah, there we go. Okay, we've picked our raft of ideas. I goddamn hope the game doesn't decide to crash at this point. So we've got our flag, we've got our everything else. Okay, so we're going to pick a few more provinces out because we've got some points left. I could actually increase one of these and then maybe use what points I've got left. Discipline is super useful and that's not too expensive, so that's now 5% discipline. Morale of armies we could bump up to 10. Again, that's very, very useful. Legitimacy we can leave alone. Army tradition is probably going to be too expensive. Diplomats way too expensive. Diplo reputation, no. Okay, I think we've spent as many points as we can spend on that. I maybe could galley morale is actually pretty cheap. We'll do that one, and we'll take a couple more provinces. There we go. So this is it. This is Bromania. We're about ready to hit the done button. And at this point, I go, how do I make everybody else random? Oh, this is how you change that. We could have given ourselves a lot more points to start with, but never mind. Okay. Never mind. I wonder if this is how you do it. Do I have to go back and do the whole thing all over again? What does clicking on random nation do? Okay, that just takes me to a random nation, but I think Bromania is still there. Yes, Bromania is still there. Do I want to select Bromania? How do I... I guess you had to do it from the options menu? Should we just go with this and have the rest of the world be as it is? Because I don't want to do this all over again. I could have made everything else random, but apparently you had to do that from the options menu before you even did anything here. So you know what? We're just going to go with this. Stop re-rolling. Yeah, we're just going to go with this. We're going to see how it goes. We're going with the earliest start date, 1356. Here we go. Here we go, boys. Or I should say boys and girls. Bromania is go. Glorious Bromania. It's thinking about it. I think this is, I don't know. So what should our initial I mean, we've got a couple of immediate places we can expand into maybe. And then there's Sweden, there's Russia. Okay, there's going to be a bunch of pop-ups at the start because there always is with MEIOU and taxes. So let's go to political map mode. And once it catches up, there's probably going to be a whole slew of pop-ups. We've also got a whole bunch of stuff to deal with up here. Okay, no masses of pop-ups so far, so we're going to pause the game. Now, I don't know how this is going to work in terms of like the game pace, but we'll pick some rivals right away. I guess... yeah, the Teutonic Order. We'll pick Novgorod and we'll pick Pskov because they're right next to me. Okay, so that's picked. We have got free advisor slots, but income's not too bad. 2.454 gold. I don't know, it's been ages since I've played MEIOU and Taxes, so some of these things are going to be new. Like the buildings, definitely, they definitely look a bit new. But we've got enough gold to buy at least one building. We can. Oh, we don't have enough gold for a fort, but these are the ones we have available. Clearly, constable. We could build a bailiff. Now, what's our highest tax province? None of them are particularly high tax. In fact, this is our highest tax one over here. But I guess we'll put it in the capital. National decisions available. Okay. Policies are a thing that are tied to technology. I don't think we can have any policies yet. No. Right, so we've got introduce heir, which costs me some diplo power but gets me some yearly prestige, so we'll do that. I can also request promotion to a duchy from the Pope, which I guess we'll do that. Recalculate the... Okay, that's a MEIOU event decision thing that you can do to force the game to recalculate various things. Improve our court, which is going to do what exactly? Lose 6 ducats and 25 diplo power. One of 3 options will happen. 30% chance that Bromania gets indulgent until the death of Serkon Beardmeister. There will be, in which case that will be minus trade efficiency, minus tax modifier, but plus yearly prestige. There's a 30% chance we get generous, which is minus national unrest, which is a good thing, but again, minus trade efficiency, minus tax modifier. There's a 40% chance of no effect. So I don't think we'll do that one. And boycott jeu de paume, or however you say that, which is, I don't think we want to do that. We can also form the Dutch nation because we've got the Dutch culture. And because we're Dutch, we've also got the event decision to reform Lotharingia, basically. So some of these we will uncheck because we don't care about those, and it'll kind of give us false flags. So I do like that you can kind of uncheck the ones that you don't care about. And then we have choose a mission. So the missions are improve our prestige, the rival of our rival, and protect against Novgorod. And prestige is probably the easiest one. It gives us +1 stability, which is pretty damn nice. Prestige at least 50. Rival of our rival is improve relations with Smolensk, and protect against Novgorod is going to have a bigger army than Novgorod, but that one will be fairly expensive. So we'll go with improve our prestige for the moment, because getting +1 stability out of that will be quite nice. We also want to have some royal marriages going, so we'll just see. We can have 3 diplomatic relations. So what we'll do is now we can look at this mouse over, and at the moment there's a lot of disputed succession, and that means if you marry into one of these nations, there's a chance of inheritance events happening. But you can also get dragged into succession wars, so it's a two-edged sword with EU4. We can actually marry into the Crown of Scotland, so we're going to do that. So dynastic actions, royal marriage, no. Negative, too many negative modifiers. I can get a royal marriage with Sweden, so we'll do that. because they're pretty close. Okay, that's one Diplo relation used up. And who else is close by? I don't know. Poland. We can have a royal marriage with Poland. Poland strong. Yes, okay. Just. Only just. So we've got 2 royal marriages and we've requested promotion from the Pope. So we'll see how that goes. And we'll actually increase the game speed a little bit as well. Also, I think we've got autosave going, but I will save this. Just in case the game decides to be a bit crashy. So here we are, glorious Bromania. And no, we aren't going to get upgraded to a duchy just yet. So we're still a Marquisiate at the moment, which has had an impact on our prestige, unfortunately. National decisions available. Send missionaries to our neighbours and send missionaries to... Okay, we'll do that. Oh, here we go. Now this is a MEIOU pop-up. So we'll go with appoint a councillor to guide us, which gives us kind of some religious event news pop-ups, because there are various ones that pop up at various times to do with religious councils and whatever. So pursue religious tolerance. Do we want to go with pursue a religious tolerance? Because it helps out a lot in terms of, like, we're going to be conquesting a lot probably later, hopefully. We'll see how far we get with this particular playthrough, but anyway. So let's take a look around our nation. Actually, we can use the well, not pause that, but we'll have it go at a slow speed. Sweden wants an alliance. Okay, alliances are useful at this stage. We don't want to attack Sweden right away. Unrest, culture map mode, so we can actually see what our culture is. So we've got Latvian. That only, I think there's a way of actually, and I probably screwed it up, but there's a way of changing the culture of provinces when you're setting up a custom nation. But we've got a mix of Estonian, Latvian, and the Dutch heartland, as it were. We've actually got a couple of other useful overlays we can see here as well. So, okay, those are accepted cultures. Latvian isn't, because it doesn't have... Well, that's actually kind of funny. Latvian isn't an accepted culture because there's not enough of it as a culture group within our borders. But if I go back to whichever one it was, that pop-up is in a really annoying place. It actually obscures the things you're clicking on. Oh, this is a bunch of pop-ups. Our development is clearly substandard, but we are not so far behind we can't catch up. So we've got a low development modifier. Literacy. Okay, these are all going to be MEIOU pop-ups. M&T development overhaul. Among the many changes MEIOU has let's actually pause it. MEIOU Taxes have made has also completely overhauled the game's development system. Instead of development arising from the click of a button, the provinces of your country will grow based on the stresses or successes you subject them to. This is all new to me, by the way. I don't think this was in before. Economies and populations grow now in game the same way they do in the real world. If you put stress on your country, it will decrease the rate of development or even cause you to lose it. Ruinous wars, plague, economic stagnation, and incompetent governance are examples of stress. Success, on the other hand, improves the rate of development. Peace, advancing technology, prudent government policies, robust international trade, and conquests achieved at low costs are all examples of success. For more information on the development system, select the second option down below. Well, we'll just go with the, oh my god, can I just play the damned game already? So, yeah, so Bromania. Bromania lives! So we're doing alright. Monthly balance, we don't have enough for any. We'll have a quick look at some of the tabs now that we've gotten the immediate pressing things out of the way with. So this is our government. We don't have anything at the moment. We've got +5 each, and we can choose to emphasize one of these things at the cost of the others, but +5 is fine. Diplomacy tab we don't really need. Actually, you can go view your country, and we can't actually create any subjects, so that's fine. Well, this shows our relations with everybody else, so we can actually kind of see who we're doing best with. And Sweden at the moment, Poland as well, because we've got a royal marriage with them. None of the other neighbours are really on there. Building opportunities. Our ministers have assessed how many building opportunities are available in our country. Okay. In effect, each new building will be more expensive than the last because the cheapest real estate and best opportunities have already been exploited. So, okay, so it's a way of forcing you to specialize. Okay. So you can't build everything in every province, potentially. You've got to think about what you want in each province, which you didn't really have to do in the base game. It only really came with the higher rank buildings, but buildings look totally different in MEIOU. Unless this is... I haven't played even the EU4 base game for a while, so this might be actually from the EU4 base game. So here's our economy screen. Fleet maintenance, we can actually get the outline out. We have 1 light ship, 2 galleys, 5 transports. We'll actually detach the light ship and select this unit. I wonder if we can... Okay, this is currently called something else, but we're going to call it the Curva, or the Curva, because, you know, yep, Foch would be proud. And we're going to set it to patrol... I think we're going to set it to patrol... trade? Or can we not do that? I seem to remember you can... I don't know, there's a whole bunch of stuff that came with the Art of War that I didn't have. Like, I very recently got the Art of War. I literally haven't played it yet with the Art of War. So you should be able to set your... oh, there we go. Protect trade. And... what is our most valuable... okay, we'll send them to protect the South Baltic. So that increases our trade power slightly. The other fleet is just galleys and transports. We'll leave that alone for now. We've got an army of 6,000. That's fine. Okay, we've got 1 merchant that's sending... I think we've only got 1 merchant overall. So that's, we're not really going to concentrate on merchant matters too much. We've got another decision. Pass the Witchcraft Act, which is prevents witch hunts from happening in our country. Lose 5 piety. Well, in Bromania, you know, we're a forward-looking people, so we're gonna pass that, even though it costs me 5 piety. So yes, inflation's going up slightly. Total income is now less than 1 gold. Fort maintenance. So we do have a fort somewhere. Okay, there we go. We could also rename all these provinces, by the way. Oh, hey, Bismarck. No, this is I got a bunch of the recent Paradox sale on Steam. I got the El Dorado expansion and I got the Art of War expansion, which I haven't had for ages. I haven't had before now, and I've been wanting to get for ages. So I set up custom Bromania, and I was going to make every nation like a randomized nation, but I've not done a custom nation before, and it kept crashing. So rather than go through the whole thing again while we were trying to make Bromania, I then decided we were just going to go with the standard nations. And this is also the MEIOU and Taxes mod as well. So anyway, in terms of cash, like the immediate way of increasing income is through trade, but we've only got 1 where we go, trade map mode. We've only got 1 trader at the moment, and he is transferring trade power to this trade node here, and this is where we're collecting money from. This is our our home trade node, so we don't have to have a merchant there to collect money. If we had a merchant there, we would collect more money, but he is, I think, probably doing... we'll leave him there for now because transferring trade power to there increases the amount of money we can get to there. Now, unfortunately, this is upstream of the Lubeck trade node, and that's a very, very that sucks in a lot of trade. So, yeah, and because of the nature of... the arrows tell you the direction of the flow of trade, and there is such a thing as trade going back along. You can send power... a little bit of power back along against the flow, basically, but it is not very efficient to do it that way. So eventually we might want to try increase our trade power in Lubeck, but we're not. None of our provinces are within that trade node area at all, as you can see. So anyway, so yeah, in terms of money, we can't really do a lot at the moment, but we might be able to get ideas. And this is new. We might be able to get ideas that increase these things. So how ideas work in EU4 is Hildebrand, the major export of Bromania is potatoes, obviously. Potatoes and unicorn horns. So yeah, the idea groups, like you have a certain number of slots for idea groups, and within those ideas you have kind of the bits of the ideas that you unlock. And once you've unlocked the entire bit of them, you oh, we've got aristocratic ideas. I'm not sure if we wanted that, but anyway, that's what we came with. Yeah, so you can. It's always a kind of a like the currencies that are available in this game, because that's essentially what these three bars are. You've got admin power, diplo power, and military power. You can choose to expend them in different ways. So you can either unlock new ideas, you can unlock bits of existing ideas, or you can use power to do other things. And I think you still have to use power to you build buildings, which always, like, the cost was rather high in the base game. I don't know if they've rejigged that. Lithuania declared war on Smolensk. Well, okay, that's good to know. Buildings, there we go. So I don't know if there's still a power cost. Apparently not. I think it's just a cash cost. I don't know if that's just a MEIOU thing. That always bugged me, because you'd unlock a technology and there'd be a bunch of useful buildings, but you'd have to spend, you know, it might only be 10 diplo power for building, but if you want to build 5 of them, suddenly that's 50 diplo power, and that's expensive at that point. So anyway, but yeah, this is all new. I don't quite know what any of this is. What happens if I click on these things? Or is this just showing... I don't know, there's kind of a tech tree thing going on here, and I don't know. But anyway, also as we unlock ideas, in fact, I think even as we unlock the bits of ideas, this bar here goes up. And these are what we were selecting at the start. So we've got every Bromanian is worthy. We've got HE Spam Boys. We've got In Beards We Trust. We've got The Power of Beards Compels You. Have I spelled compels wrong? I don't think so. We've got Backseat Gamers. We've got Unicum Leadership. And we've got FAKAYU. So there you go. Bismarck, probably to start with. Yeah, I've selected the the Bromanian order there. I've selected the Teutonic Order as a rival. Of course, the Livonian Order is their vassal currently. So we're going to build up economy. We're going to declare war on these guys. In fact, we can also potentially undertake. We can be sneaky. We can do it via like sponsoring rebellions and things like that as well. Anyway, noble family requests aid. The most powerful of the noble families in the state often had vast wealth that did not stop them, like their monarchs. Oh, but that did not stop them, like their monarchs, from getting into financial troubles. Yeah, parsing sentences helps if you don't skip out vital words. They too could accumulate debts that escaped their ability to pay. They could, at those times, come to the monarch to request aid. The monarchs were often receptive, since they would usually be related by blood or marriage. So we can... Oh, good lord, 27 ducats. No, 50 admin powers. Very expensive though. What's our current rate of gain? It's only 5 a month. So that's we can go into debt, but we're getting admin power back faster than we're getting cash back. So we're going to take the hit. But that's a nasty event, because these power, you know, that's how we go up technology levels basically. So yeah, so at the moment we need 400 diplo power to get the next level of aristocratic ideas. And actually aristocratic ideas I think are better than they used to be. They were widely ignored as an idea group, because frankly they weren't very good, but couple of them are useful. Things like, you know, minus 10% technology cost for military, diplomats +1 from some of these things, land leader shock +1. So some of them are not terrible, but there's some of them that are just kind of like a bit useless. Anyway, so missions and decisions. No, that's that thing. Stability and expansion, so we're fine for the moment. The country's perfectly stable. Livonian peasants. And, of course, the Pope is our religious head, but there will be a lot of events to do with the Reformation later on, so we might not remain Catholic. Hey, Carl, thanks for joining us. Wow, we're actually up to 40 viewers now. I'm surprised that this many people are actually even watching. So, yeah, now, can we... Let's see what covert actions are available. We can fabricate a claim and we can justify a trade conflict, but we can't do anything like supporting rebels or anything like that because we don't have tech. So we don't have the tech group, but we could fabricate a claim. And the nice thing about this game is, unlike CK2, where it's just, you know, you have a 10% chance to do this per year, and it can take bloody forever. In this game, it's just, it takes as long as it, you know, there's a kind of a percentage bar, essentially, and it's like, you know, you're 50% done, you're 60% done, so you can tell exactly how long it's going to take. So we'll make a claim on... Actually, we'll just start claiming. We'll just start fabricating claims on their provinces. And it does have a negative diplomatic modifier if we get discovered doing it. But we're already, with their overlords, we're already kind of like sworn enemies, as it were. So this is just laying the groundwork, essentially. We could also do with more manpower, but I think that's as good as it gets for the moment. I think CK2 actually, Bismarck, is it's pretty like, I think it's a lot easier to have that as a thing you do on YouTube and streaming, because it's like here's this family and there's actual specific characters with their own traits and foibles. Although since they added way of life, everybody just seems intent on seducing everybody else. Like the seduction trait gets picked by AI characters ridiculously often. So. Yes. But anyway, so I've set that guy, and we can actually see exactly how long it's gonna take. Or will it tell me that? No, it's telling me how long he's done it, been doing it for, but we can kind of guess roughly how long it will take. It's a fairly slow rate of progress, but that's tied up with my diplomat, so we'll keep the other one free for now. Also speed up the game a little bit. We'll see what's happening around the rest of Europe. Now, the HRE is... I really like MEIOU because the HRE is just a kind of... a much denser, more complicated entity in a MEIOU. And you can actually have games where you just pick one of the HRE nations and just spend the entire time on internal politics rather than, you know, conquest or whatever. Also, hello, is this some kind of civil war that's going on down in... What's going on here? Now, I don't... This is all... Like, this has changed, so the at a glance thing is not... I don't quite know what I'm looking for anymore. Oh, they are a vassal of Castile? Yes, okay. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to start off as a colonial kind of exploring nation, Portugal or Spain or Britain's a good one to do it as... Or, well, you start off as England. Portugal, in particular... if you want to conquest, well, you've got a lot more kind of options to go with. Anyway, these peasants are kicking butt. Also, alliance offer from Poland. Okay, Poland strong, we'll go with that. National decision available. Reform the monarchy. This is going to be essentially a centralization decision. We lose 100 admin power. Oh, that's painful. But we change to a feudal monarchy, which gives us... what are we at the moment? A marquisiate, which is a medieval kingdom. 10% national modifier, plus 10% for national manpower. Maintenance minus 5%, fort maintenance minus 40%, regiment cost minus 10%, income from vassals reduced, that doesn't matter, autonomy change doesn't matter. And we could, at the cost of quite a lot of power, we could basically get plus income from vassals. We'll leave that one on the back burner for now. I don't want to spend that much admin power just at the moment. Although we're not, I mean, we don't have any admin ideas to spend things on. But I mean, technology also takes admin power, so yeah, spending 100 would put my admin technology back by quite a lot. And there's a lot of, I mean, everyone kind of, I guess, prioritizes military technologies in this game, but there are a lot of useful stuff with the, I mean, admin technologies are tied to how many idea groups you can have, so admin technologies are actually quite important as well. Oh yeah, sorry, HRE is the Holy Roman Empire, yes. I've been playing a bit of Hearts of Iron 3 as well, Bismarck, trying to get into it, and just like I've not done any of the oh, the Livonians are fighting back. Oh well, I was hoping the Livonian rebels would weaken them, but yeah, I played 1 or 2 games where I was just like having a go at the, like concentrating on the internals to see how the technology and the everything kind of works in the economy side of things. And most of the time it seems like Republican Spain gets its ass kicked, like 99% of the time. But I had one game where I was just tooling around his island and playing it very quickly through to watch the other countries at work as well and watch what happens. And yeah, somehow Republican Spain won, and I'm not quite sure. I wasn't paying attention to it. So anyway. So how's everyone in chat doing? There might be some long fallow periods in this game. Like a lot of this game is just spent kind of waiting for things to happen, building up between wars. Wars are the kind of interesting bits. That's always been a problem with CK2 as well. Whereas EU, not EU, Victoria and Hearts of Iron are kind of like, they're all about the micromanagement. And in Victoria, it's the economic micromanagement, and in Hearts of Iron, it's the military micromanagement. So they can, you know, there's a lot more kind of intensive detail in there, but it can feel very, very dry by comparison. I should also check out Pskov actually, because they're at war with Lithuania, and they're allied with Novgorod, which is not so good for me. They're not a vassal of anybody, so I don't particularly want to go to war with Novgorod just yet, because Novgorod would kick my ass right now. But it would be nice to just expand generally. Anyway, yeah, no, it looks like the Livonian rebels they're not going to be able to siege Riga, but I also don't know why the units keep appearing and disappearing. That's slightly weird. I'm going to guess that's a bug. That's very odd. That's very, very odd. I don't know why that keeps happening. So, yeah, unfortunately, I can't cheat in tanks, because that would be like just have T-54s and rule the world! But, yeah, no. Sadly, it won't let me get T-54 tanks in the year 1358, which is very sad. Very, very sad indeed. Oh, right, that's a bit Chet-assy. Jack Beauregard just dissolve the entire army so that Franco has no troops. Nice. Okay. So, we're building up cash. Actually, I think did we? There we go. So we've got the bailiff in the capital, so that increases tax income as well, and plus local tax modifier. And that will give us, yeah, we're not particularly, let's see, we've got a colonel, so that's an advisor, basically. Yeah. So this is all, okay, this is new, empty building plots. And then you have, presumably this is, yeah, so you can't build every building in every province. That seems to be the point of that particular change. So you have to specialize your province. Some provinces you're going to specialize for military purposes, some for manufacturing provinces. And we should actually have a quick look around what it is we're making. So let's pause that briefly. There is an overlay. Economic map mode. Now, we're not particularly rich in this particular area. Our main export is the potato. So that's not surprising, but I think there is a way, no, this is not it, of seeing the actual primary goods. Ah, here we go. So, foodstuffs mostly and lumber. So we're producing lumber, fish, salt. Oh, that's perfect. Bromania produces salt. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, and obviously wheat as well. Oh, I love that. We make salt, everybody. Bromania makes salt. Oh, that's just too great. That's just brilliant. I didn't have to change that at all. That was just, you know, that's just the way it was. There we go. 10 out of 10 would salt again. Okay, anyway. We'll actually crank the speed up one more. And we might think about producing another military unit, although it would squeeze our budget slightly. 0.67. Oh, a call to arms by Poland. Okay. Polish conquest of Galindia against the Teutonic Order and the Livonian Order. This is a war that they have started, and I think we will accept. So this gives us a chance to test the mettle of our armies against these guys. So we'll we'll cancel the trade fleet mission. We'll put the cogs out as well. I mean, transports, we don't have a lot of need of transports at the moment, and they do actually have like a value. So we want an army leader, but 50 military power. We're going to take a risk. Okay, we're going to put Sirkon at the head of our army, and he's not a brilliant general, but he's not terrible. Don't tell me I said that. And I think we can easily beat up what few forces the Livonians have. And Poland will be taking on... oh, this is new. So we can see what forts they have. This overlay, yeah, that's interesting. That's definitely new. So yeah, we're going to march our army, and we're also blockading, at least partially, these provinces. But our blockade power is not very good. Blockade power is basically you can block trade, and so you can hurt somebody economically by blockading them. The Jingles mines, I suppose so, but you know, it's just the fact that this is kind of Latvia or actually no, that's more Estonia, isn't it? I'm not entirely sure, but anyway, it's the right kind of region. It's salt. It's a salt producing region. Right, so they're sending out their ships. We're going to send our troops into battle. We've only got an army of 6,000, but we outnumber them quite comfortably. And our naval battle should be a fairly comfortable win as well, because that's 2 galleys and oh no, that is I guess the Teutonic Navy just turned up, and we don't have an admiral. So actually we might just have a bit of slight defeat there. Tell you what we could maybe do with 1 or 2 more of is galleys, because galleys are cheap, and they're very cheap in terms of maintenance, but we don't have a lot of cash, so we'll build 1 more galley. We might actually end up with some unit losses, which is not that bad. The navies aren't really that important right now. If we lose some cogs or whatever, actually that just that means more cash essentially. So we're going to be sieging. See how the war score is generally. We do have more troops than the other side, so that's absolutely fine. Yeah, Poland, in theory, who's actually in this war? A bunch of people. Hungary's in this war as well. Yeah, Bromania's first fight, everybody. It looks like we're going to lose this navy battle, but we should be able to occupy Livonia, or the Livonian Order, fairly easily. So, yeah. So, yeah, we lost the entire navy. So, that was a slight setback. But that's fine. That just means I have more cash now. And they've also got 2,000 men from Mecklenburg, Schwerin coming in. So, that's, you know... That's not ideal, but it's fine. There are only 2,000 dudes. We can probably deal with that. So we're actually going to speed this up a little bit. So now they're blockading me. So that's going to hurt me economically, but we're actually making more cash now because we lost the entire navy. So that was an entirely deliberate move to lose the navy. Yep, I did that on purpose. Yep. Too many Derpski class destroyers. That was it. They couldn't get close enough to use their 3-kilometer torpedoes. And with a 40-second turret turn time, yeah, they were just screwed, unfortunately. The enemies turned up with a bunch of minikazes, and we were just doomed, unfortunately. Yeah. 50 people! We now have 50 people watching this. I can't believe this. I did tweet at the EU4 Twitter, so I don't know if they've tweeted it out. And I also included, I found out that half of the team, the guy that made the MEIOU mod, the main guy, and it's half of the team because obviously they merged with the Death and Taxes mod, and I can't remember the guy that was was behind that, but I tweeted at him as well, Mr. Jigao, or however you say that. Anyway, foreign missionaries on our soil. We can execute them. Send our own missionaries to counter influence, or ignore their trespass. This is from Novgorod, so I think we'll send our own missionaries, I guess, which gives us -10 with Novgorod. Dozers or tasers? I don't have any of those, unfortunately. Also, we've just had a province occupied, so they've only got 3,000 dudes, but anyway, so we've got a bunch of Hungarian troops marching up through Lithuania. That's fine. Lithuania's not in this fight, I don't think. No, but they've obviously got an agreement to move their troops through. So, yes. Also, I've almost got this claim fabrication. So, yeah. I don't know, we might get a province out of this war if I'm lucky. How's the siege going? That's -21% still. So I'll actually speed this up one more. Yeah, it was yeah, no, it was entirely deliberate, the Navy, that happening. That was definitely entirely deliberate, yeah. Country is at war, yes, I had noticed. And our agent has been discovered fabricating a claim on Wenden, but that doesn't matter because we're at war with them anyway. So it's not like I can have worse relations particularly right now. I happen to know, Hildebrand, that Finland had kind of, I think it was Finland. They kind of looked like small battleships, but they were kind of like coastal defense ships. So they had big guns, but they weren't really intended for blue water operations. They were just intended as literally that, coastal defense ships. And I think they had 1 or 2 of those. So it'd be interesting to see them in World of Warships, but I don't know if that would really work. So there we go. We won that siege. And did they leave the... No? Okay, I guess that siege was lifted by... So we'll siege Wenden next. And we'll actually, if I pause this, is there a... No, that's okay. There should be a checkbox for letting the alliance leader negotiate, but I don't know if that's changed, if that's just a default thing now. We can negotiate for a separate peace, basically, based on our own war score value rather than the main war score value. And I could demand provinces separately, but that then can basically, like, if you're doing it with another human player, it's fine. But if you're playing again with, you know, if you're in an alliance with AI people, they tend to frown on that, making a separate piece. Right, we actually got Wenden really quickly. Improvements in trade technology. Oh, let's pause that while we read this, because I know you're not going to be able to read it very well on 480p. Our merchants have picked up a few new concepts when it comes to handling trade when they encountered some foreign merchants. They think that with some investments, try it out, it might be very beneficial to Bromania in the long run. So we can spend Oh, 50 Diplo power though. Use caution, 10 Diplo power. Or we gain 10 Diplo power with use caution. Oh no, wait, we don't spend it. We gain 50 Diplo power, but we get... Oh, I can read. But we also get half a point of inflation. And inflation is... We'll just go with gain 10 Diplo power, because inflation at the moment... And we'll just go and click on the economic tab. As inflation goes up, things cost more, basically. And you can get ideas later on, and I think buildings as well, that basically reduce and control inflation. So at the moment we want to try and keep a fairly tight control, a fairly tight handle on how much inflation there is. So we'll start sieging Vidumo, and then we'll siege Riga. And Riga will take the longest because Riga will have the most defenders, probably. Well, they've only got a garrison of 1,000 though. Oh, winter siege. Siege dragging on over winter is always costly and best avoided completely. This winter has been particularly harsh, and one of our sieges has seen both equipment and soldiers freezing, so this is probably going to be increased attrition if I keep it up. At this rate, we'll either have to recuperate and wait out the winter, or send in more men, many of whom are likely to die from cold and starvation. How many are we willing to sacrifice to take this one city? For the gloria of Bromania! Well, you know, as many as it takes. But that would be... let us bide our time, lose 5 prestige... I'm already at -7 prestige, or I can spend 2,000 manpower. We're already at max manpower just about, so we're going to go for it. Lose 2,000 manpower. We'll send in some circlings to fight and die. It is their lot. Hey, Aimless, how you doing? I actually, going back to just Hildebrand mentioning monitors, or whoever it was that said monitors, the Royal Navy had a particularly silly class of monitors where it was basically battleship guns on tugboats almost. The Lord Clive class, they were ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Weren't meant for fighting other ships. They were basically only meant for coastal bombardment. Well, not even coastal bombardment, they could actually fire quite far inland. But yeah, just utterly ridiculous, stupid looking ships. And they actually built like half a dozen of them or something like that. Right, serfs properly exploited. Our policy of serfdom has yielded results, as our landowners have recently made extra special efforts to exploit their serfs. Okay, goods produce modifier 2.5%. So there we go. As is only right and proper. Right, so we've got claims on Wendon, so that's fine. Provincial unrest in where are we? Viruma, which is there. So we might have to watch out for possible rebels in that particular province. Also, the number of building slots per province is different. Ah, I wonder what governs that. If it's just you start off some with maybe your capital just by default has more. Probably to do with economic things, I don't know. Anyway, we're also gaining gold more quickly because at the moment, of course, we don't have a navy. There may have been a slight issue with the navy, but never mind. Oh, the M-class subs, yeah, those were also completely ridiculous and utterly impractical. And I think, how many did they build of those? Like 2, and one of them sank because of the way they built it. Oh, it looks like the Hungarians are going to be... Okay, they'll take that siege. But I'll have sieged 3 of these provinces. So my contribution to the war score is probably going to be... if nothing else, it'll help my relations with Poland. And... if we could take Venden, actually... I could demand that as a separate thing, but of course I don't have nearly enough war score. But I would already have a claim on that, so yes. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I've got the claim. We have options. In fact, I could diplomacy, and we can't fabricate claims while we're at war. So, okay, never mind. Our diplomats will just have to sit at home and twiddle their thumbs at the moment. how much attrition are we getting at the moment? 2%. We're down to about half our manpower as well. Well, actually, no, that's over half. But most of those losses were from that one event decision. So yeah. 3 built. Okay. One collided with the Swedish ship and sank with all hands. The other sank for unknown reasons. Didn't they find the wreck of that, though? Didn't they discover what the reasons were? I can't remember. There was something to do with a valve being painted over or something like that? Or is that an entirely different British submarine I'm thinking of? Like something to do with one of the valves that let them check if a torpedo tube was flooded or not was accidentally painted over, like by one of the workmen while they were building the boat. And they basically opened a torpedo tube while it was open to the to the outside sea, and therefore flooded the ship, flooded the U-boat, flooded the submarine, and that was a bit of a disaster. Lithuania wants to move troops through territory. Yes, okay, we'll give them that. We've won that siege, so they're 100% sieged right now. And it's just auto-saving, and we'll send our troops down to help out. We actually should be able to ask Lithuania for military access. There we go. We can move troops through their territory at the moment because we're at war with these guys, and that kind of gives you some latitude, but they won't like it when you put troops through their territory, and I think you get attrition penalties, basically. I've got to say, Sircon Beardmeister is acquitting himself very well at the moment. Let's just set these guys sieging. This is going to be a war that's won by sieging, probably. That is an excellent point, Hildebrand. There might be these days malware, but basically there was like the thing that let them specifically check if there was water in the thing was basically clogged up with paint. So they checked the thing, thought, okay, it's open, it's fine to open this torpedo tube door, and then yes. Subwreck on the River Medway. No, I did not know that. How do I... are they resieging my... Oh, yes, so they are. I should probably send units back up there. Also, we can't... Yeah, okay. I don't know how they had 1,000 men still wandering around the place, but resieging Wendon should be fairly quick because everybody's fort infrastructure is pretty terrible at the moment. Also, we've got a national decision, so we'll go with that. Let's see what that is. Make a generous donation. This is going to be to the Pope or something, isn't it? A state religion. Yeah, this is... Okay, in an age when a ruler's legitimacy was defined as his ability to defend the faith, a ruler could establish his authority and wealth by devoting his wealth to the state religion. So basically, I think that will be... Oh, it's not even piety. It spends 30 ducats to get 3 legitimacy. That's a bit naff. Nah, we don't need that. We'll also see how we're doing economically. Balance. We're just in the green at the moment, which is a bit, I don't know. So we'll go after this 1,000 troops, although it's 1,000 cavalry. Oh no, they've got infantry with them as well, so they're not just moving at cavalry speeds. Well, I might let them raise that. No, actually, we'll just go in against them. If it was just 1,000 cavalry, they could basically run away before my troops could get there, but they can't run away because they've got infantry with them as well. So let's lay into them. Also, another decision, pursue religious tolerance. I think that's one that just pops up every so often, so we'll go with that. We've also got, we could get monthly autonomy change. That's to do with conquered provinces, basically. We don't really want to bother with that, so we'll click that away now. We're saving our points for increasing technology, so yeah, yeah, we're actually not that far off getting to Diplo and Mil Tech 6. Admin is a little bit further behind, unfortunately, but anyway. So yeah, never mind that this is a hilariously unfair fight. Our glorious purple Romanian forces are easily walking over those 200 WN8 forces of the Livonians. Okay, our building opportunities. Okay, this is just. I think this is just one that pops up every so often. There's a whole bunch of the mechanics in MEIOU and taxes, especially, that it just kind of periodically, through events, it recalculates, and that's how it kind of keeps up, basically. So that's just I think going to be a thing that regularly pops up to check the state of our provinces in terms of the kind of buildings that we can build. So yeah, I think we're winning, by the way. I think we're maybe slightly stomping all over the Teutonic Order. Better invest in more MILF tech. Wow, Hildebrand. Okay. Anyway, oh, this is a bunch of pop-ups. Literacy, we had that one before. Again, that's just the game rechecking. Call to crusade. We can. Okay. Is there actually a crusade going on right now, or is this just one that's popped up? I'm not sure that there is actually a crusade, but when the Pope called for a crusade, Christian princes were invited to lend their swords, blah blah blah. So we can send troops, which is +1 prestige, minus 600 manpower. Pay a tithe to support the Crusaders, which is minus, that's not much, 4.84 ducats. Let them fend for themselves, which is -1 prestige. Tell the Pope that the age of Crusades is over, which is less, -6 prestige, and gives us a minus modifier with the Papal Estate as well. So we'll actually just go with 600 troops. So we've won that siege. There aren't any more sneaky Livonian 1,000-man armies around, so we'll just go down here and help with the sieges, I think. Why can't we march there? I don't know. Land movement. Ah! Hostile fort. So forts can... Okay. The whole fort mechanic is new to me, I have to say. I know that's from the base game. So anyway. Kind of Charles Rao. It's just a pop-up event. I didn't actually send them troops. It was just minus troops from my manpower pool. So yeah. So I'm guessing the sieges means that you can't bypass those provinces with the forts, that you have to kind of go through the provinces with the forts. So actually we'll send these troops down to Chelmno. I don't know why I can't. Oh, Teutonic forces, we're going to have a fight. I mean, it's going to be a fairly easy to win fight because that's 13,000 Lithuanian troops marching in as well. But yeah. Maurice of Orange pioneered new drills for firearms that made new weapons much more effective. This drill technique was not a secret, and numerous military entrepreneurs learned the drill and placed their service at the disposal of the crowned heads of Europe. So I can, at the cost of 15 ducats, get 20 army tradition, which basically the main function of army tradition is to do with how good your generals are. And exactly the same thing with Navy tradition. But I think we will... That's most of my current cash. So we'll... minus 10 prestige, though. That's expensive. We're not getting a lot of cash right now. But minus 10 prestige also hurts a hell of a lot. But we're going to go with that. I mean, we will get prestige out of this war as well. I think just winning the war and things like successful land battles and whatever, they're very useful in terms of generating prestige. Sometimes you pick wars just to get army tradition and prestige. Just like in CK2, as how sometimes you pick wars with people to try and get hostages so you can generate money. But that's much more of an unreliable thing. Oh, but it's so glorious though when you capture the enemy king hostage and you just instantly win the war. You can get so much cash that way. So we utterly wiped out that army. And okay, there we go. Peace. Lithuania is still at war because Lithuania's war was kind of separate to our war, but we can march our troops all the way back, all the way home. And hey, I got a province out of it. I was basically, Poland in their war negotiations went, here, have this province that you've occupied. So I did actually get a province out of it, but I have to basically call this, but it's only 18 admin power. It's going to take a little while, but 18 admin power is nothing. So there we go. Bonus. Absolute bonus. We've got some territory for free, basically. So that's why these answering these kind of calls to war can be really useful. How can I not get my... There we go. March my troops home. Actually, we'll put my troops in Virumar because... actually, no, we'll send them to Wendon. Because at the moment, that's the highest possibility of revolts happening, is there. So yeah, was that the one I'd fabricated a claim on? That might be why the AI preferentially... I think it was. Yeah, that's why the AI went... there's enough war score to get everything I want, and then it basically gave me Wendon as well, because I had fabricated a claim on that province. So that claim fabrication turned out to be really useful. So we'll actually fabricate another claim. On, oh, I don't know, Vidumo. Because at the moment, this is, you know, when people talk about border gore in games like EU4, this is what they mean. But, you know, real life borders could be very gory indeed. Just look at southern Belgium and, not southern Belgium, the border between northern Belgium and the Netherlands is in places ridiculous. But with MEIOU and taxes, it's much easier to get gory borders because there are a lot more provinces that kind of more follow closely the shape of the actual... Like, look at the HRE. Look at this. Look at the amount of squiggles. This is just, like, the HRE alone is so many gory borders. In fact, what is this? What is this right here? This is just, like, I don't even know. And some of these, I mean, look at this, look at this. This is just like, people are going to be wincing. Look at this. And it's more historically accurate, but my word, some of these provinces are just like, yeah. Anyway, so apologies if you were particularly sensitive-willed and, you know, of particularly sensitive nature, and just the sight of all that border gore just made you just wince uncontrollably. But yeah. Real life was a bit messy, unfortunately. Anyway. Posted a... Okay, on my Twitter. Okay, CyberWraith. I'm actually briefly... Excuse me while I tab out. Oh no, I don't have to tab out. I can just... there we go. I'm actually just going to check Twitter quickly. This game actually has windowed borderless, which is really nice. So apparently I didn't get retweeted by Paradox, and all of you people are just here because you want to be here. Ah, isn't that lovely? Right, let's unpause it because, you know, the pause screen's really boring to look at. Yeah. I was doing this the other day though. I was like typing things into Twitter on the stream, and everyone was like, "Wow, Twitter's really interesting thing to watch on stream." Anyway, so we've rebuilt the glorious Bromanian navy, such as there is of it. Now the downside of not having any light ships is light ships protect trade, and so we can't really do much in that way at the moment. Do we want to slowly build up our galley fleet? We might build another galley. Galleys are cheap. Maintenance 8, and what's the actual gold cost? I don't know, but we'll just build another galley. We'll spend a little bit of our cash doing that. Yeah, karma's a bitch, isn't it, Aimless? You laughed at snooze and therefore, yeah. Anyway, so we've had our first bit of conquest. That was quite nice. I was not expecting that to happen so quickly. This, by the way, the autonomy figure, you might be wondering what that is. When you conquer provinces, you get a certain amount of autonomy associated with that. And increasing autonomy manually basically decreases unrest, whereas doing the opposite will increase unrest. And that's kind of like how much centralized control over you have over that province. And at the moment, autonomy is actually increasing. Yeah, so current form of government, war exhaustion is making it go up, non-accepted culture is making it go up, non-core is going to make it go up as well. So autonomy is actually increasing at the moment, but the unrest is decreasing, so we're going to leave that alone. But basically, the more autonomy a province has, the less kind of tax you get from it, the less trade power, the less production efficiency. You can see the full list there. It's minus modifiers to missionary strength, manpower, you know, recruitment time. So in the long run, autonomy is a bad thing, but in the short run, autonomy helps keep down unrest, which is a good thing. So yeah, we can put this game speed up again a bit. We'll also have a quick look at what's going on in the rest of Europe. Our agent has been discovered in Vidumo, but that's fine. We've got terrible relations with the Livonian order anyway. Kind of interested to see if Burgundy takes off or not, because sometimes it does. And there we go. Wendon gets gaining control, so that's a MEIOU event, I think. So that's a bunch of modifiers that particularly apply to that province. And that's a Latvian culture province as well. And if we get enough Latvian culture provinces, it will become an accepted culture within Bromania, which it should be. It obviously absolutely should be. We can actually look at some of the province modifiers. So yeah, the admin power, that's a thing that MEIOU does particularly, is it has admin power per province. So like our capital has very efficient administration, so it's got the most admin power, and that's all handled through event modifiers, I think. So most of these places we don't particularly have good admin power, but that will increase with time. And admin power like that carries its own set of modifiers with it, so it's yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff that affects that. It's kind of a complicated behind the scenes thing. Hack Rack, as it says in the title, this is the MEIOU and Taxes mod. This is the very latest version of it. And as to what DLCs I'm running with, I don't think I've got Common Sense, and I don't think I've got whatever the very latest one is, unless that is Common Sense. I can't remember. But anyway, we could also, by the way, have a name for our army. What do we want to call this name? Call this army rather, because you can customize army. We could actually, I mean, while we're having peacetime and just kind of building up and watching things happen, we could actually rename all of the everything as well. Also, we can invest in technology. Yes, Miltech 6. That's absolutely what we want. So going from 5 to 6 only gives me extra morale, but that's useful. But the next one starts giving me new units. New unit types are really, really useful. So, Bromanian army. We'll just call this the Bromanian army. And we want to... I think we should rename these provinces, to be quite honest. So what do we want to rename provinces here? We're going to go full customization. Normally I call them silly things. Very, very silly things indeed. But yes. I don't know. How far in history does this game go in technology? The latest... MEIOU Taxes has an earlier start date, so we started in 1350 something. Whereas the base game, I think, gives you a 1400 start date. 1450s, I think. So you get about an extra 100 years to play with MEIOU Taxes. And the latest start date is, I can't even remember, but the end date of the game takes you up into the 19th century. So of all the games, I think this one still gives you the longest playtime, but they keep giving us earlier start dates in CK2. So in CK2, you can now get, God, like 700 years? So actually, no, CK2 might now have the longest span. Whereas this is probably around about 600 years. And if you export from CK2 to EU4, then you can just like play the same country. I really want there to be a Victoria 3. There's an unofficial mod at the moment, highly unofficial, for taking your CK2 country, for taking your EU4 country into Victoria 2. But apparently it requires a lot of, like, you have to sit down and edit a lot of things manually, and it doesn't. It's a bit kind of wonky around the edges because it's a player-made thing. Whereas going from CK2 to EU4 is a lot easier because there's an official DLC for doing that for CK2. But yeah, it would be so nice if they'd make Victoria 3 with the kind of updated Clausewitz engine and an updated interface and just an overhauled military mechanic, because I don't like the military mechanics in Victoria 2 at all. And the whole colonization side of things, like, they try to make it kind of fit with the era, but it doesn't really follow on very well from EU4 at all, or even EU3 for that matter. So I don't know. Anyway, we've got that claim, so we're just gonna steadily like fabricate claims on all of their provinces, which we now can do. So Zemgale or Zemgale, I don't know how you say that. So yeah, so province names. What do we want for province names? What should the capital be? 1821. I knew it's fairly late. Also, yeah. If I don't hit escape and I go to scroll and look at the chat, yeah. Okay. You've used that yourself, Trosral. That's good to know. So potentially you could go from EU4 to CK2. Not CK2. Oh, that would be the wrong way around. From EU4 to Victoria 2 with relatively little fuss. So what do we want the Bromanian capital to be called? I'm kind of tempted to name it after my own island, because, you know, it's an island, but that doesn't really fit with oh, I don't know. I'm trying to think of suitable names here. Saltica. I like Saltica. We'll give Saltica to one of the salt producing province. So let's go with Saltica. And then this can be oh, I don't know. We'll name one of the provinces after our heir, obviously. So this will be oh. Do we just want Foosh, or do we want like Fooshland? I don't know. Bohemia. No, I'm not allied with Bohemia. Well, we're supposed to be kind of sort of Dutch-ish, so Fooshstad maybe? We'll go with that. Okay, we've been invited to a diplomatic congress of Christian monarchs in Krakow. So, accept invitation. Why not? We'll see what happens out of that. Okay, we'll name the capital Circlenberg. Fushistan. Okay, there's Circlenberg. Oh, and we get Diplo 6. And that's going to give me some useful things. Can build a trading post. Trade range goes up. Trade efficiency goes up. Settler growth increased by 5. That doesn't really matter at this stage, but anyway. And cash reserves are steadily ticking up as well, but that's because we don't have much of a navy at the moment. So we'll just... again, we'll build another... Actually, we might want to slightly increase our armed forces, and we'll go with another unit of infantry. So that'll be the most useful right now. So we well, I mean, Kazim just that just writes itself, really. We're just going to go with a province that's literally just called Curva. Let's see, what else have we got? We'll change Humar to oh, I don't know. There we go, Dokimar. There we go. Serkonberg, Dokimar. We need a Mouseberg or something like that. Is that some kind of Pilton to Pekin? Is that some kind of hilarious? I don't even know. Is that some very bad word in Lithuanian? Not Lithuanian, Latvian. Explain the joke to me and I might well do it. We'll yeah, I don't know. We'll call this I don't know, Mouseberg maybe, or a mouse something to do with the mouse. It's a really nice Norwegian word. How nice are we talking, Yokal? Am I going to get banned by Twitch for putting this word on screen is what I want to know. I will just go with Mouseberg. I can't come up with anything more witty than that. I feel like okay. This one's probably going to look a little bit odd on the mini map, but I feel like we need a province that's just called WN8, because that's obviously something that's very important to the Bromanian people. Yeah, I'm not sure I want to. Getting commandant, yeah, I don't know. I'm getting mixed messages here. I'm not sure I want to put that word. That might be a bad word. Anyway, let's see. Obviously, I don't know. Beards are very important to the Bromanian people. I feel like we should have something that reflects that, but beer as well, obviously also important to the Bromanian people. Beer and beards. I think oh well, obviously, okay, I know what we're going to call. We're going to change Ugandi to just potato, because that's if I can remember how to spell potato. Potato is very important, very important to Chemo, this is MEIOU Taxes, yeah. Okay, I'm trying to think, does Fosh, not Fosh, does Serkon have a favourite beer? Do we know what Serkon's favourite beer is? But isn't Kurva just like, isn't that just like some kind of Polish punctuation word? Because I've heard the Poles using that as punctuation a lot. Yeah. Brewdog. Yeah, he does like the Brewdog beers. We'll call a province Brewdog then. Other beers are available. Brewgod. You know what? We're just going to go with Brew. I misspelt that entirely. We're just going to go with Brewgod. There we go. That's where all the beers are brewed. No copyright infringement intended. Our agent has been discovered, but we don't care, so that's fine. So the renaming is going all right so far. We've got 2 provinces left, Wendon and Pilton. And oh, okay, foreign missionaries on our soil from Novgorod. We don't want to piss them off too much, but we also we'll just expel them. So we'll give it that way. Kolsch. Oh yeah, we'll definitely obviously we'll go with Kolsch because we all know that Serkon loves Kolsch. He just likes it so much. we're going to have the province of... oh, I know. Okay. There we go. Oh, I can't get rid of that final N for some reason. Why won't it let me get rid of that? That's a bit odd. Oh, there we go. Okay. So the province of Recht. And yeah, I definitely don't trust you, Carl. I absolutely definitely do not trust you. And oh, I know what we're gonna call this final one. Okay. Gingeland. Although it's not showing up on the map, unfortunately. Nobles demand increased pensions. Muscovy declared war on Novgorod. That might be RIP for Novgorod, because Novgorod does rip a lot even. We can... Oh, national income tax minus... Oh, God. -1 stability. This is a terrible event. We'll go with the -10% national income tax. Or the national tax modifier. Okay, that's terrible. We don't want that. So, yeah. Oh, it's kind of... maybe if I change that to a slightly shorter word. Gingebot? No, that doesn't really... We might swap one of these around, actually. We want Gingebot to show up on the map. We'll change that one to Rect and Rect to Gingebot. We'll change that to Rect 1 because it won't let you have two provinces be the same. Gingebotia. There we go. We can get rid of the one on the end of that, so that's fine. And we can rename other provinces as they come up, so there we go. Bromania is looking a bit more Bromanian now at this point. So yeah, Gingebotia, which is where all the gingers live. We have a ghetto just for the gingers. Yes, wow, that got dark. Wow. Purchase influence with the Curia. I can spend cash to get papal influence, and we'll actually have a look at the papacy. I have 0 papal influence. We're not really going to bother with that because I don't think we're going to stick with Catholicism. So no, we're not going to go with that. But I tell you what we can do. We've got at least 1 free diplomat at the moment. We can send the Roman territories, which is basically the papacy. We can try and +10, okay. So that's just the basic one, finding the same religion. We're going to send a diplomat to improve our relations with the Pope because that will help you not get, you know, excommunicated and important things like that. We've also had our new regiment that's been built, so we'll move them to Gingebotia. Yeah, that one, I think it's just the shape of the provinces in MEIOU Taxes. You can end up with some particularly ugly, yeah, it doesn't look so good. So, yeah. Also, I'm not quite sure why movement locked. Oh, that's a new thing. So once you've issued an order, you have to have had them move a certain distance before you can change those orders. Ah, that is a new thing. A delegation of aristocrats came to us today to thank us for favouring them in government. In fact, they're so grateful that a small voluntary contribution was made to the treasury. Ooh, 42 ducats. Oh, yes, please. Give me them cash monies, and that means we can build something potentially. But we'll actually hang on to the cash for now. The cash reserve will be very useful because there's a lot of events that can hit you for cash. You know, negatively hit you up for cash, and those can be quite nasty, so we don't want those. Also, see you, Charles Rao. Thanks for stopping in. It's a pity we can't rename the C provinces, but yeah, you just can't do that, unfortunately. So we'll actually just check our current... no diplomats to send. Okay. We're still on a cooldown, I think. It would be the Teutonic Order as well that we'd be declaring war on for occupying these provinces. But the Teutonic Order are a spent force at this point. Like, Lithuania's just decimated them. So we can at least complete our takeover of the Livonian Order, I think, relatively easy. Even though we don't exactly have a huge army right now. The Bromanian navy is in a slightly sad state, but yeah, I think we're not doing too badly at all, and it would help out our prestige. Obviously, more territory means more land, but it would bring a slight cost in that we would need to core these places. So we'll actually speed things up a bit. We can do with making it a little bit faster. So we'll get rid of that for now. Get rid of that for now. Just get rid of some of these message spams. Truce will expire. Okay, actually, this is the information we needed to know. August 1367. So we do actually have about 2 years before we can make a move on any of these provinces. Hafsid, Peasants' War. Peasants' War. Peasants' War. Yes, no, somebody got a bad Christmas present and it started a war. That's exactly it. Yeah, this is like down here somewhere. I don't know why I'm getting that event, but I am. Anyway, oh, so yeah, no, Bromania's doing pretty well actually. I was a little bit, I could have started off like if I do this again with a custom nation at some point, I will know to change the options before I start doing any customization things. But yeah, no, this is working all right so far. But actually, I think what I'll do, I kind of like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this exactly as a series, because I can export these to YouTube and that's fine, and it's all just like me blathering away live, but it's completely unedited and they're going to be really quite long because I can sit down and stream. So I might just have this as a thing I do like once or twice a week, where I just sit down and I play EU4 and I have it be a stream only thing. But that means that I could literally just export them to YouTube as an archive so people can catch up with back episodes. But yeah, I don't know, it's a bit, because the quality's not going to be great and there's no caption guy, but maybe we might do it that way, where I use YouTube as an archive, but I only ever do this EU4 on Twitch. So yeah, I don't know, I'm still thinking about it though. We'll see. Maybe we could actually, one thing you can do, and that's literally just flavor, is you can change the province name, but you can also change like the capital of the province. So we could do that. Probably can't see me typing this, but I've changed it to T54. That's the capital. That's the capital city of Bromania, is T54. There we go. Well, I mean, just Salzburg. We could change the capital of No, we'll change the capital of Fürstadt to Salzburg. If I can spell correctly. There we go, Salzburg. And we can change the capital of Ginge to Banhammer. Okay. And the capital of Potato obviously also has to be Potato, the principal, you know, city of the region. So it's Potato. It's like New York. Yes. Capital of Kerwa can be CMKPL. I mean, some of these just write their names, really. Salt crisis! Oh my god, you guys! There's a salt crisis! Okay, don't panic. Don't panic, but everybody panic because there's a salt crisis. Rumours are sweeping the country that there has been a shortage in salt production. Quick, somebody call Fosh, we need more salt. Although we have tried to quash these rumours, people are certain there will be a salt crisis soon. We will have to live with this. God damn it! This is a national emergency. Oh, we don't have any military access through Lithuania anymore, but that shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, oh my god, you guys, there is a salt crisis. This is bad. This is very bad. Oh dear. Oh dear. Also, more capitals. The capital of Mausberg is Angelmoor. Okay. The capital of Dukimar is... we're just gonna literally call it Quack Quack. Yes, yes we are. Capital of Rekt. Rektarda. Oh, I don't even... What does that leave? WN8 and... Brugod. So WN8, the capital of the region of WN8, we're going to call... I should have screenshotted that maybe, yeah. Skov is, unfortunately, they are just one, but they are allied with Novgorod, although Novgorod's got problems right now, actually. We could, in fact... yes, we've got a free diplomat, so we will fabricate a claim. So actually, yeah, Skov is a good one to go for right now, because we do have to wait for the claim to fabricate, but that shouldn't take too long. So, yeah, WN8 we can call Tomato City. And Brugod, we will call Other Beers Are Available. Which everybody, you know, that's visiting to the country will look at the name and go, I'm sure it means something, but you know, I don't know what it means. Anyway, Lithuania has cancelled the right of military access. Okay, well, that's me having given military access to them. People's literacy, so that's that regular event that's popped up. So yeah, Skov is already at 10%, and we're only on half speed. So yeah, we actually probably could declare war on Skov fairly quickly. They are currently at war with Muscovy, Tarusa and Belarus, so this is a good time to actually take Skov and increase our territory slightly. We're still on cooldown, of course, with the Teutonic Order, and we've got a national decision, so let's have a look. I've actually got a couple of them. Pursue religious tolerance, which we've been going for. Donate state lands to the church, lose 5 ducats, but gain piety, prestige, and legitimacy. And actually we'll go for that, because that's not much for a reasonably decent return. I mean, it's not a huge return, but we're actually now at legitimacy 0, so we've got no, not legitimacy, prestige 0, so we've got a kind of you know, no negative effects from having negative prestige. Get a turret. Yeah, we could call some later province Get a turret, certainly. The crusade Cassius Belli against the Blue Horde. The Pope has called for a crusade against the Blue Horde, which are these guys. And yeah, I might not take them on just yet. Low development, yes, I know. Okay, that's one of the regular checks. We can actually, if I can remember where to see it, triggered modifiers. We can see the kind of, like, this isn't a screen you see people looking at very often, but it's quite a useful one, and it's pertinent to MEIOU because there are a lot of mechanics that it does through these. So we've got decentralization, which is our kind of national centralization level, and we can see the effects that has. Distance from the Vatican, and that means we've got relatively little influence over their affairs, and the others are just don't, like imperial integrity doesn't affect us, and the East Indian trade route definitely doesn't affect us, because as you can see the HRE is all the way down there. So yes, getting into the HRE would be difficult. Oh, finally, right, admin 6, building opportunities. So that, again, that's just the game checking itself. Okay, admin 6, and oh, that's all the truce is over. Good, excellent. So we could go to declare war there, although we're still we'll actually recall the diplomat from the papal lands, and I will also take this opportunity to very quickly go to the bathroom, so bear with me for about like 60 seconds. Okay, I'm back. The truce with my bladder expired, just something like that. Close enough. I got some more water as well. Because yeah, when you're doing these streamings, like I don't even know how long I've been going now. I must have been going at least an hour and I don't even know. But yeah, when you're talking a lot, your throat can get very, very dry, as you might imagine. So our truces have expired, and I don't think I can directly declare war, but I can via... No, I can't, because the diplomat's not back yet. Oh yeah, that's the thing. I recalled to diplomat because I've only got 2 of them. So another couple of days. Now that will put a pause on core construction, which is going rather slowly. 1412, but that's, I think, we can get technologies to speed up core construction. So declare war, and it's not giving me... Oh, I need to... Oh, okay, so it is the Livonian order directly. So Teutonic order as the overlord will definitely be called in. I can call in Sweden. They will most likely accept. And I can call in Poland, and their truce will have expired as well. So actually we might just call in Poland. And they do have negative reasons, but we have decent diplomatic reputation, and yeah, no, so we won't call in Sweden, we'll just call in Poland, because Sweden might just send in lots of troops and siege everything before I can siege the bits I want, whereas Poland will take care of these guys, and I can take care of these guys, and that's what I want. So here we go. This is our first offensive war. You can call allies in, but we don't need to do that, so we'll right click and get rid of that. And I've got 2 provinces that I can take, and I could, like, maybe get enough war score to annex the entire rest of the Livonian order, but that would place a significant strain on like how much admin power, because I'd have to call these provinces, I'd have revolt risk, all that, so that might be an option. We'll see. We don't know who the Livonians will call in as well. Mecklenburg Schwerin, which is these guys, which is like 2 provinces. They're not really a big threat. So we won't make the mistake of sending my navy out again. Yeah, I was slightly, because they're the overlords of the Livonians, I wondered if I had to declare war through them. But yeah, I'm a bit rusty at this game, as you can maybe tell. We might speed this up slightly. So my core construction has paused, and manpower actually built back up to its maximum level. And this actually won't take too long in terms of the sieges, because in an effort to advance their interest, Poland has requested our help in exchange for subsidies. Ooh! They're giving us subsidies, which is, I think, just as long as we're at war. I don't think the war's going to last 20 years, but that is a very nice economic boost while we're at war. So this is why allies matter, basically. This is why being on good relations with your neighbours really matters. In fact, we'll hold a diplomat slot free for now, but we might... Well, in fact, no, we don't have to do it just now. We'll actually increase relations with Lithuania for the moment as well. Okay. Oh, they're attacking... Okay, let's attack their armies. Controversial religious head happened to us. Interesting. That's not really a modifier I can do anything about, but we can easily trounce their armies. That's no problem. They'll be taking care of, yeah, Poland's just whacking those guys. We also want to make sure Zemgale, or however you say that, is under our control directly as well, which simplifies things considerably when it comes to selecting war score. Well, not selecting war score. That doesn't even make sense. To selecting our, you know, picking out the provinces we want, because if it's under the control of Poland, if we selected that as a war goal, there we go, war goal is the thing I was looking for, it would basically put it under Polish control, which we don't want. So, absentee Bishop of Brugod, and then there's pictures of barrels of, yes. So, he's been getting drunk. The Bishop of Brugod has been getting drunk. Local unrest, missionary strength, or hire a foreign preacher to come to other beers are available. Lose 5 ducats. We can afford to do that. Okay, non-enforcement of ordinances. Monarchs ruled by issuing ordinances, but they were almost powerless to enforce them. Enforcement depended upon the local powers that would not always be as vigilant as monarchs would have desired. So let them handle it. Gain 10 unrest in Duckimar, or increase attempts for the cost of 30 admin power. 10 unrest is not good. We'll spend the admin power in that case. So we won that fight. We need to get down to Zemgale. Unicum Cavalry Army. There is some cavalry. You actually have a penalty for cavalry specifically, and it depends on kind of, I think, national ideas, but from nation to nation. Like if you have cavalry only armies, sometimes they can be useful for intercepting. Oh, the Poles got there first. Sometimes they can be useful for intercepting small numbers of troops, but yeah, otherwise the penalties for a cavalry only army are they're kind of significant. It's kind of like Hearts of Iron, where there's a combined arms bonus. Well, it's not even a bonus, it's a penalty for having too many cavalry, and it kind of depends. So at the moment it's probably something like 40 to 60%, and it should tell me somewhere. Or will it? I don't know. No, I don't know where I see that, but there is usually some kind of limit. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know why they took such a weird-ass route, unless it's just how the arrows appeared on the mini-map to get to that particular... It might just be the fort system in this... oh, they've been... My fabrication on Pskov has been discovered. And Muscovy got big. Novgorod's still reasonably big, though. And they're not actively at war right now, which is not good for me. Got a truce. So I don't know if we've got the might, the military might, to actually take on Novgorod, but we might be able to call Sweden into that fight. I think it'll just depend. If we can get Sweden in, then fine. If we can't get Sweden, then we'll give up on that idea for now. Right, this is annoying. The Polish forces don't have enough to actually siege Zemgale, but if I send my forces in, it's Poland that's leading the siege. So in any peace of settlement, Poland would end up with that province, and I don't want them to have that province. So yeah, I was planning on them just only staying down here, but you can't directly control allied forces even if you are a war leader, as I am in this case. So Zemgale is the primary war goal here as well. We might be able to annex the Lithuanians entirely, though, as I said, the Livonian Order, rather. Worse than looting in the last SimCity. Oh, surely not that bad, Mawo. Surely not that bad. Right, we'll take the capital, Riga. That'll be worth a big chunk of war score. Can speed this up a bit. They don't have any extant forces outside naval forces. And... it looks like... actually, no, they do have some forces down in Danzig at the moment. So that's... unless they ship them back, shouldn't be really a concern for me. And I've just got greater numbers anyway, so that's fine. I wonder if now's the time to make some infrastructure investments. Now that we have a little bit more cash. So... right... well, actually, let's look at Serkonberg. We're more interested in what I can specifically build in Serkonberg. So a constable, not that much use. We can build a castle. We can build a marketplace. We can build some navy-related things. Don't have the technology for much else at the moment. Let's have a look at the trade map quickly. 5.3 trade power. So that's actually maybe not a terrible idea to build something that increases my trade power. I mean, you kind of increasing your trade power via buildings is kind of a trickle effect. Individual buildings don't have a lot of impact, but if you have enough of them, it can help you out. I could also build an armory, which recruitment regiment and regiment cost as well goes down as well. So that might also be very useful. Yeah, I'm thinking though we will go. I mean, +3 trade power is a pretty big bump on top of the whatever I'm already getting, which what was that? 5.3. So yeah, we'll go with the marketplace. And maybe the next thing that we build once I have more cash is some kind of border fort. Because at the moment the only fortification we have is in Saltica. Oh, actually no, we've got one in Curva as well, which is very useful as a like it seems having forts can help control the provinces around as well. So we might end up needing another fort down here maybe. Or maybe in Potato, I don't know. Anyway. Or possibly we want a fort in the capital because of course it's vulnerable to assault by sea. So yeah, we'll speed this up a little bit. We're just waiting for sieges to finish. We'll see how they well, they're taking a little while to siege down there, but as well that's fine. I mean, the outcome of this war was never really in doubt unless they had some particularly powerful ally that they've called in, but they have not called in any powerful allies. So anyway, promising trader. Okay, we just got a trader, but don't really have the... I mean, at the moment I've got the cash to hire somebody, and some of the advisor bonuses are really nice, but advisors get expensive as well. And at the moment a big part of my income is subsidies, so we might see after. So there we go, my province, my claim against Pskov is now complete. So we'll just keep that diplomat free because obviously we're going to want to declare war. You can rename all your crew members to Billy Warren in Armoured Warfare. Why would you do that? Why? Why? I'm thinking, by the way, I'll probably go another half an hour at this, and then I will play a bit of Warships, and then I will go and get some food, and then after I've eaten I will record some Crusader Kings 2. So my plan is to have Crusader Kings 2 up tomorrow. Oh, I can also, I've just also haven't realised, looked at the time, excuse me while I very professionally go and put today's video out live. So I've been trying to do it around 2 PM now that my better internet is here and I can get them out earlier, but of course I've been playing this and I've got to keep track of the time, so this is highly professional of me, I know, but yes, I've got my I recorded my preview of the German cruisers. Like my I was very tempted, because Total Biscuit does sometimes videos where he looks at the kind of the technical aspects of a game that's been ported to PC, and he calls them port reports. And I was very tempted to call my overview of the Russian DDs and the German cruisers port reports as well, but anyway. Okay, we have won the siege of Riga. I think we're gonna have to send the troops in. I don't know if there's any way of forcing taking over the... No, I don't think we can. We just have to wait for the Polish troops to leave of their own accord. Also, they've taken Chelmno. Is Poland even in the war, or have they made a separate peace? No, Poland's still in the war. How have they gained Chelmno? Oh, it was probably through an event, because there is an event that can pop up that says, you know, we have gained this thing with the tacit agreement of other courts. So Poland is still in this war, but they're no longer sieging, and I don't know why. We might see some, what did you say, Lithuanian? Teutonic troops. We might see some Teutonic troops turning up. Anyway. Yeah, because I'm playing windowed borderless, if I Alt-Tab, it brings up the Windows taskbar. But I can just move the mouse out of the screen and it's fine. I can click outside the screen, but then it starts scrolling. So it looks a little bit... yeah. So how's this siege going? That's at 0%. Let's up the speed of that. 14%. We've breached the walls already, so I could order them to storm the city, but there's no point. That would just incur unnecessarily heavy losses. We're also only at 26% war score. I don't have the war goal, so it'll bump up a lot once I get the war goal, which is Zemgale. And obviously, oh, there we go. There's some Polish troops doing something down there. Those freed provinces. That province there, Chelmno, that was part of the war score. And of course, once it flipped to being Polish, we actually lost war score because of that. So that's 43% war score. Oh, wait, that's under my control. That's nice. Oh, okay. An event has happened. Stability drop. And oh, apparently the heir, who we did set as Fouche, apparently the heir died, or there was another heir or something. So we've got Ivica Beardmaster. So we're going to have a couple of options for the funeral. Large celebration gives us prestige. And 10% chance the Bromania gets indulgent. We'll go with large celebration. Midas touched. So that's good. That's a really nice one to have. Uncertain peace officer from the... my stability is low. I'm aware of that. Yes, low stability is a bad thing. We can boost stability, but we need to spend most of our admin points. Yes, stability can get expensive, and it eats up your admin points as well. But we're going to do it, because low stability is not a good thing. Also, just quickly check the economic situation. We want 50% war score. We're being offered peace by the Teutonic Order. They'll give us Zemgali and Vidumo. And 10% of their income as war reparations. So that's one option. We could... oh, I just declined that entirely, but that's fine. But they're willing to give us at least 2. And can I just get the entirety of, like, what does that cost me? 75% war score. So in theory I could, but I'd need a lot more war score. And that would be... I don't know. If we take... We'll stick with it. We'll take the rest of these places. Do I still have transit rights through access? I'll go for military access through Livonia again. Which they probably will just cancel after a while. Oh, we've been called to war by Sweden. Danish conquest of... is it Smoland? I don't know how you pronounce that. So, yes, we'll accept. And we have lost youth manpower severity 1. I think that's just because we're at war. So that's going to be probably some kind of negative modifier. Even though it's not like our manpower reserves are at 0. But anyway, yes, so we're at war with the Danes now as well. But that should be fine. Sweden should be able to largely take care of themselves in that particular conflict. Now, our war score's still only at 50%, but we're basically... I mean, we've got some ticking war score because we have the war goal, but oh, there we go. They have blockades, which is costing me some war score, but not much. And that's literally the only negative modifiers. Everything else is plus. So we've got plus war score from battles, plus war score from sieges. So we'll complete the sieges here and see if we can't just swallow the rest of the Livonian order entirely. Oh, Smarland. Okay. So I just say Smarland. The little thingy over the A doesn't actually do anything. Because sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. They change the sound of the vowels and it's like, well, god damn it, make your mind up. Finnish is terrible for that. Probably. Ivica's court. As the ruler of Romania, we'll just pause it while we're reading the list. This is a wall of text. Well, not a wall, but, you know, a couple of bricks worth of text. As the ruler of Romania, Ivica was expected to live in a style fit for a marquis. Yes, marquis, and maintain a court to match her power. Or oh, I see. She's a Ivica's a. We've got a female ruler. Okay. Maintaining a proper court was usually the second largest expense for a nation after paying for the army. Even a humble ruler had multiple palaces to maintain, servants to pay, feasts to hold, courtiers to entertain, art to commission, and ceremonies to perform. Although the expense could be ruinous, a luxurious court was indispensable to a ruler. Ostentatious displays of wealth were not just for the Marquess's benefit. They were a public display of her power. This impressed foreign dignitaries and kept locals from considering rebellion. A lavish court also provided entertainment and pensioned positions for aristocrats, keeping them occupied, jockeying for position at court rather than raising their banners against their liege. So I can go for an expensive court, which has -1 national unrest, which is useful, trade efficiency -20%, production efficiency 20%, minus tax modifier 40%, gosh, that's bad, +1 diplomat, +2 yellow prestige, +1 possible advisors, +4 diplo reputation, +10% improved relations speed, and +2 diplo relations. So you get some nice modifiers for that, but 40% minus tax income is pretty hefty. The next one down is -20% tax modifiers, but still some fairly nice bonuses. Maintain a luxurious court gives no pluses or minus, and you just lose 14 ducats. And then you get simple court, which gives you actually plus tax modifier and trade efficiency and all the rest, but minus to other things. So I'll actually go with spend lavishly on a regal court. That's -28 ducats, -20% tax modifier, but things like +1 diplomatic relations is useful, +2 diplomatic reputation, plus you know, less revolt risk generally. So it's costing us, but it's not too bad. We're still getting yeah, taxation -25%. So we'll recall diplomat from Lithuania for now. So yeah, that could be worse, but it could be better, and we're getting some stuff out of it at least. We'll also improve relations with Poland for a bit, and we're already doing pretty well there. Also, hello. They've lost Småland already. I'm not very impressed with the Swedish forces so far. Can't they just send in some Finns to take care of it? That's what they did historically. Just like, oh no, we're being attacked. Deploy the Finns! Yeah. I don't even know. A is like O for English speakers. Oh, right, okay. So it would be like Småland. Basically. Okay. So it would be. And I know that O with the 2 dots of it is more like an sound, kind of. It's kind of a cross between an O and an E. It's confusing. You're all confusing with your little dots and your little circles and just, god damn it. So it would be Småland. Okay. I know that would be more like, it looks to me like that should be like Södermanland, but actually it's probably more like Södermanland. Something along those lines. So anyway, yes. Why can't you just use an O? That's just confusing. Just confusing. You're just being confusing. Just on purpose. Right. Oh, they're actually sieging Riga, but with way less troops than they need, so never mind. We don't care about that. So I think once I've concluded this war, actually, I think we'll use that as our wrap-up point for EU4, and then I'll boot up warships. I still have my test account. I actually, I thought that it would have run out by now, but it's still up and running, my warships test account, so I can show off. I mean, I can just go on my regular account, and we can do some grinding and dailies and whatever, or if people want, I can go on the test account, and we can have a look at the German cruisers and the Russian destroyers some more, if people aren't sick and tired of those already. Because I got sick and tired of those last week, especially the German cruisers. In fact, Wednesday and Thursday I pretty much did nothing but play German cruisers, and it was a bit... Yeah, I was about ready to call it quits after that, because the German cruisers aren't particularly great. Anyway, I'm more proficient with Nordic languages than with English, I guess. Thank you. I don't even know. Hooray! Oh, come on, Poland. Has Poland declared a peace with... pause. No, Poland's still in the war. Where did Poland's armies go? Poland... Didn't we have that occupied? I don't even know. And again, they're making the same offer. Teutonic Order... Actually, this is a better offer. They will release Danzig as a sovereign state. No, the war score's still not good enough, though. We need at least 65 war score. And we don't get subsidies anymore, but that's fine. Still got positive cash. So yeah, we'll just keep at it. Poland, they tell us about the event of Hungarian Valois rights to the Polish throne confirmed, where among the possible options they went with Catherine will be heir of the Polish crown. So that is a dynastic event basically. So their current king is a Piast and their heir is going to be a Valois of, you know, this area. France looks like it's firming up a bit, by the way. France looks very patchwork at the moment. Obviously, some of those England still has. They seem to have lost Normandy, but they've still got Gascony. But a lot of these minors are basically like French vassals. So France is more powerful than it looks. And France tends to gobble up vassals over time. Foreign missionaries on our soil, and this is going to be Novgorod again, isn't it? Yeah. Expel them from our lands. We'll do that. Swinglish, best English. That sounds about right. There's actually kind of a oh god, some newspaper writer came up with it, some columnist, franglais, which is this kind of comedic mishmash of English and French. But you have to be, I think, reasonably proficient in both languages to find it truly amusing. Non-enforcement of ordinances. We've had this one before, so we'll go with... this is only minus 30 admin power, but I don't have a lot, so we're going to actually go with 10 unrest in Mausberg this time. And that actually translates as 1.8 revolt risk, so that's fine. Because that's one of my core provinces. And again, they're making offers, but that's essentially the same offer as last time, except with less cash, because they have less cash. Mecklenburg, Schwerin. Yes, we'll accept peace. And there we go. That bumps up my war score considerably to 74% because not having those provinces sieged actually was costing me in terms of war score. So we can maybe force the peace we want. Yes, we can. So that's the entirety of the rest of the Livonian order. We could maybe ask for a bit of cash. I don't think they've got a lot of cash, but we can take what little they have. So an extra 10 gold, 21 aggressive expansion relations. So this might be one of those stress event things that it was talking about at the start, but we're going to probably oh, that was way too fast of a speed. Probably just sit for a while and digest these provinces. So a bunch of them need cores, and we'll go with the least expensive ones first. So that's 5. That's 13. That's 13. This is all spending Diplo power, of course. Or is it admin power? It's admin power. So we've got 2 at the moment that we'll leave. Riga will be an expensive one to try. Baltic German, because it's a completely different culture to the rest. We'll name these, and then I think we'll wrap this up and start warships. And did people want... What do people want in terms of warships? Do let me know. We've also got a war ongoing with Denmark, but it looks like I think Sweden will be able to handle that with minimal input from me. So anyway, so yes, we need some names. We need somebody suggested, was it get a turret? So Vidumo we'll call get a turret, and the capital of get a turret will be oh, I don't know. I don't even know, but something. We'll come up with something for that later. So that's get a turret. Zemgali is a nice big province, so we'll go with Arty prevents camping. There we go. And the capital of that will be Serbnia. That's an ugly looking name, but whatever. Oh yeah, get a turret noob. Okay, I like that. Get a turret noob. We've got Vilex and Latgula. So what do we want to call these ones? We've been talking about Billy a bit, so we'll call this one Billyburg. And the capital of Billyburg will naturally be Churchill GCOP. There we go. And then we've got Latgula, which we will call oh, I don't know. Who's a regular? Seeing as we're calling places after people, places after people even. Snooze. We'll call this one. What do we want to call Snooze? Snoozeburg or Snoozestadt or or do we just want to go with Snooze because it's gonna be a bit. I think we'll just call this one Snooze. Oh no, Snoozenia. There we go. It looks more like Snoozenia, but whatever. And that will be Viking Town. There we go. That's the capital. So there we go. I think Bromania is looking pretty solid right now. Yeah, I think this has been a pretty good first stream for Bromania. We've basically entirely supplanted the Livonian order. Next target will probably be Pskov and maybe pushing into Novgorod, which is looking a lot weaker than when we started. We've also got Lithuania to the south, although that's rather large at the moment, and we're trying to more or less keep on their good side for now. But eventually, yes, they will be a target. Otherwise, it just might be the North German coast, although we have to be careful about what targets we pick, because obviously the HRE is a big factor there as well. So, yeah, but no, this is a decent area for expansion. We might be expanding a lot more east than we are west, but yeah, this could be good. This could be interesting. So I'm going to save this, and I'm going to boot up WoWs. So we'll actually just put the togs up there for now. So we've got that saved. We'll quit out the game and go to warships. Hey, Lafiel. So do people have a preference? I'll actually probably I better change the game and everything as well. So I'll stop the stream very briefly, change the update the title and everything, and get warships launched at the same time.